Hello and welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've ever delayed sending an invoice, well, you already know. That's exactly how you delay getting paid. It really is that simple. We've all been there, right? You just spent 2 weeks designing this killer brand package, or maybe you pulled a string of all-nighters coding a flawless website. The client is absolutely thrilled, you're thrilled, and then crickets. Nothing happens because you still have to sit down, open up a clunky document, format all those numbers, and actually send the bill. It's a direct cause and effect. Delay the invoice, delay the cash. But today, we're going to completely eliminate that delay using an AI invoice generator. So, want to get paid faster? I mean, obviously, right? It sounds like such a straightforward concept. You do the work, you send the bill, you get the money. But in reality, there's this massive invisible wall of friction right in the middle. When you've just poured all your professional energy into finally completing a project, administrative accounting is literally the absolute last thing you want to deal with. You're exhausted. The creative work is done. So what do? You tell yourself, I'll just send the invoice tomorrow. But then tomorrow turns into Friday, and Friday turns into next week. Suddenly, a whole month has slipped by and you haven't been compensated for your time. You are actively pushing your own payday further into the future, all because of administrative friction.
Here is the funny thing, the core of the issue. Most people don't actually hate getting paid. In fact, getting paid is the best part of the job. We absolutely love that notification when the funds finally hit our account. It's validating, it's necessary, it just feels great. The real problem, we hate the process of asking for it. There's a huge psychological block there for so many of us. It feels awkward, it feels super transactional, and honestly, sometimes a little bit confrontational to explicitly say, hey, you owe me this exact amount of money. So we dread calculating the hours, we dread drafting that polite but firm email, and that dread completely overrides the joy of the reward. But what if we could totally separate the two?
Well, here is your solution, and it's a real game changer. AI creates your invoice in seconds. Let that sink in for a moment. Seconds. We are taking a task that carries this incredibly heavy mental weight, a chore you might procrastinate on for days or even weeks, and condensing it into a time frame of mere seconds. Artificial intelligence is incredibly powerful, sure, but its absolute best application is removing this exact kind of mental and administrative friction from our daily lives. You are no longer sitting there staring blankly at a spreadsheet, trying to remember a client's address or double-checking your math. The AI just takes over the heavy lifting, removes the dread entirely, and leaves you with the end result, a beautifully formatted, ready-to-send document.
So how exactly do we turn this dreaded chore into an automated breeze? It's a highly efficient 4-step workflow. 1. Tell the AI the details. 2. Ask for the invoice. 3. Generate your message. And 4. Send immediately. That's the whole shebang. Notice how incredibly simple this is. There are no complicated formulas you have to learn. There's no clunky accounting software to navigate. It is just a direct, practical, and honestly kind of fun conversation with artificial intelligence. Let's break these steps down so you can start using this workflow the literal minute we finish here.
Step 1 is all about the details. You essentially just need to brain dump the facts into the AI. Your service, your rate, and your client details. That's it. You don't need to format a single thing or try to make it look pretty. Did you write 3 blog posts? Just type it out in plain English. Is your rate a flat fee of $500 or maybe $50 an hour? Just give it the numbers. Hand over the client's name, their company, and their email address. It's exactly like handing a messy, crumpled pile of receipts to an accountant. You just hand over the raw data and they make sense of it for you. Okay, once you've dropped those raw details into the chat, we arrive at step 2, and your prompt here is incredibly simple. Just tell it, create a professional invoice. That is it. No complex prompt engineering, no coding required. This is what makes the abstract idea of AI so highly actionable and concrete for everyday tasks. In a matter of seconds, the AI takes your unformatted brain dump, structures it perfectly, organizes all the line items, calculates the totals so you don't have to, and presents you with a clean, highly professional document that is totally ready for business. But wait, we aren't quite done yet, because sending an invoice isn't just about the document itself, right? You still have to communicate with the client. Step 3 tackles that exact problem, generating a payment message to send with it. This is that potentially awkward, please pay me email we talked about. We always overthink finding the perfect, polite, but firm words to make sure we actually get paid on time. Well, just let the AI do it for you. You simply ask, now write a short, polite email to my client, attaching this invoice and thanking them for their business. Boom, the AI drafts it perfectly. That entire emotional burden of trying to find the right words, completely gone. Which brings us to the final and honestly perhaps the most absolutely crucial step in this whole workflow. Send it immediately. Seriously, do not overthink it. You have to adopt a firm, highly practical mindset here to finally conquer your procrastination. You have the professional invoice. You have the perfectly polite email generated by the AI. Do not, I repeat, do not let it sit in your drafts folder for a fresh look tomorrow morning. The AI has done the work. The friction has been removed. You must execute this step instantly, because remember, overthinking is exactly what delays your payment.
I want to take just a deliberate pause right here to let this incredibly simple equation really sink in. Faster invoices equal faster payments. It is the ultimate truth of a freelance career or running any business. By utilizing an AI invoice generator, you are shrinking the timeline, from the completion of your work to the delivery of the bill, from days or weeks down to mere seconds. You completely bypass the administrative burnout. You skip the psychological dread of asking for money. You're relying on a practical, slightly playful, and highly efficient workflow to handle the heavy lifting for you. Faster invoices equal faster payments. It really is that straightforward.
So, if AI can cut your administrative dread down to seconds, just imagine what it can do for your brain. Next time, we'll show you how to optimize your mind and learn anything 10 times faster. Make sure to follow us so you don't miss that explainer, where we'll dive into more of these amazing problem-solving workflows that actually give you your time back. Until then, stop overthinking, hit send on those invoices, and go get paid.